Hello everybody, it's Miss Stark. Today is a beautiful day to learn about annotation. So what is and what is not annotation is what we're going to cover, as well as I'll show you some examples of my own personal annotations if you have any questions. Okay. So annotation is the act of writing notes and marking on your text, whatever text it is, whether it's a poem, a short story, an essay, a novel, and so on. Okay, so we annotate in order to show what we're thinking, what we're understanding, what we're grasping as we're reading, right? You're interacting with your text, you're having a conversation with your page. Okay, it allows you to be an active reader, it allows you to retain information more, to truly understand it. You can make comments if you have questions and come back to it. Yes, it does slow you down as a reader, but it helps with your understanding. It helps you grasp what you're reading, and overall your retention is better, and you truly understand the material more and at a more in-depth reasoning. So like I said before, it's like a conversation with your book. Annotations make it easy to find important information. If you're ever looking for like that one quote and you have to go back through pages and pages and pages and pages, right? With annotations, it makes it a lot easier because you've already noted all the important things and you'll be able to identify what you're looking for more quickly. Annotating can help you identify important information, ideas. It can help you identify different literary elements, understand what readers, like characters, are thinking, what's the motivation behind what they're doing, what's the main idea, what's the tone, the mood, the theme. What annotation is not, and I cannot stress this enough, it is not highlighting and underlining, right? Let me say it again. Annotation is not highlighting and underlining, and you're going to hear me say that over and over and over. If it's important enough to highlight or underline, it's important enough to add some kind of commentary or comment about why. Because if you have a book just full of highlighting and underlining, it means nothing to you. Except for, awesome, there's some green, pink, and blue on this page. I don't know why, it's just there. But if you have a comment, you understand why it's important. So if it's important enough for you to underline, it's important enough for you to write why. So you also are going to paraphrase and summarize your main ideas. At the beginning of each chapter, you're just going to do a quick bullet point summary, boom, 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 of the main points of this story, chapter, whatever it is that you're reading. If it's a poem, you'll summarize each stanza to truly understand what the stanza means. Okay. Another thing that annotation is not is labeling without comments. So yes, you've highlighted it and you've added a label, but why? Right? So if you're like, oh, awesome, this is a simile, don't just mark simile and move on, right? If the simile is Erica is as loud as a trumpet, we know that trumpets are loud and they project noise at very loud decibels. So you might put simile equals Erica is super loud, right? Almost trumpetous in the way that her voice sounds. Okay. So don't just label, also give some kind of purpose, right? So not highlighting and underlining, and not just labels without comments, right? And record some kind of thought or insight as to why the author put that simile or metaphor or personification there. They don't just randomly put figurative language in a text. It always serves a purpose. So comments as you're reading. Do you agree, disagree? Do you have questions? Are you jumping out of your seat with excitement? Does it remind you of things that you've known before? Like, all of these things are important to annotate. If you have some kind of personal reaction to it, write it down. Okay. So you must annotate the following in class with me or anywhere. Okay. So circle words that you don't know, right? Define them in the margin, because if you don't know what a word means, you truly can't grasp and understand what you're reading. So look it up in the dictionary, look it up somewhere, just find the definition and put it there. Okay, what's the mood? Like, what are you feeling in that moment? Are you happy? Are you sad? I'm a huge fan of exclamation points. So like if something really exciting happens, you will like see exclamation points all over my page. If there's a major event, you might want to put a star instead of an exclamation point. Or if you don't understand something, put a question. right? If it's something that you personally don't understand that you want to ask a question about, or you don't understand why a character did something, like Mark, how could you do that? Like, that is crazy. We might find out why Mark did what he did, and we might not. Also write in the margins. Okay? And we kind of already talked about chapter summaries and to put a bullet pointed summary at the beginning of each chapter. You can also put them on post-it notes. When you annotate, you can use colors. I like colors because I'm a very colorful person, you'll find out. Or you can just label with abbreviations. Okay? So, for example, like I use pink and red for character traits or descriptions of characterization. You can just put C, but then you don't just put C, you also need to put some kind of comment with it. Okay? Yellow or orange can be setting, important plot. You can put P for plot, but again, you need to put what's happening, right? The cow jumped over the moon. Right? Green, literary devices. You can just put lit, but then identify the literary device. Is it a metaphor, simile, personification, tone? And then what is that? Right? The waves smashed and crashed and hit. Right? So you'll explain that personification. Right? The flames danced. Right? Dancing is a humanistic quality given to something that is not human. Okay, and then finally, blue are things that you don't know, questions you might have, or words that you don't understand. Okay, again, or you can circle and define, or put a question mark. Okay, so the end. I'm going to show you guys a quick example of my annotations. Okay, so this is from a book. If you will notice, like, I have circled words that I don't understand, and I've defined them. Like climb is slang, and it means climate, right? Tidings, news. Right, I've identified this whole thing as a stanza, right? Like I didn't know what a mangel wurzel was, so I looked it up, and it is a root vegetable, right? That food will be plentiful. This whole paragraph, right? The plot summarization is like they will have all the foods that they could possibly want. Like food will be infinite. Okay, and then to paraphrase this stanza, life will be awesome once they're free. Like everything will taste better and look better and feel better because they're free. Okay. So if you look at this next example real quick, I do have things underlined, and underlining is okay, but you'll notice after everything that I've underlined, I have some commentary, right? Is it a rhetorical question? Is it a counter argument? Is it ethos, pathos, logos, right? Am I talking about a characterization, right? Like here I put CH for characterization, and it's talking about Moses. So I put, there's characterization of Moses here, okay? And then you'll notice at the top I've also listed setting, like setting is England, manor farm. And I know there's a ton of loaded words on this page, so I just put an abbreviation up here, a little star means loaded words. Or you might color code it, like loaded words are going to be highlighted in purple, and then you'll just put that up here so then you know on that page. And there might be some annotations that are specific to you and you know what they mean. Right? Like as we read other books, if they have literal and figurative meanings, I might annotate those in different colors, and I have a key that tells me that, so I know what they mean. Okay. So hopefully this helps you a little bit with annotations. I'm here to answer any questions you might have. Please look at the resources and let me know if you need anything. Thanks, and have a great day.